I'm Adrian Seet, and you're tuning in to Nightline, the top stories. 5 Sabah UMNO Assemblymen quit party, join Hajiji Nur's Gagasan Rakyat Sabah. And PM urges MPs to take stern stand on 2021 Pandora Papers. Thanks for joining us. 5 Sabah UMNO Assemblymen have decided to leave the party to join Chief Minister Datuk Sri Hajiji Nur's Parti Gagasan Rakyat Sabah. They are joined by 3 former Warisan representatives who left the party earlier this month. The 5 are Sindumin Assemblyman Datuk Dr. Yusof Yaakob, Sugut Assemblyman Datuk James Ratib, Pantai Dalit Assemblyman Datuk Jasnih Daya, Tempaso Assemblyman Datuk Muhammad Arsad Bistari, and Balung Assemblyman Datuk Hamil alias Hamid Awang. Those formerly from Warisan are Bangi Assemblyman Muhammad Muhammarin, as well as Kunak and Tanjung Kapur representatives Nur Azlina Arif and Ben Chong Chen Bin, respectively. Speaking at a media conference with the 7 other assemblymen, Datuk Dr. Yusof said they made the decision to quit UMNO and join Gagasan Rakyat as it was in line with the need for political stability in the country and Sabah.
Dan selepas ini saya dipahamkan akan banyak lagi gerakan-gerakan ataupun mereka yang akan menyertai akan keluar daripada kepompong lama mereka dan menyertai untuk bersama-sama kita. Tapi kita tidak sebutkan sekarang dan ia akan disusuli kemudian.
He also said that they were prepared to face any action from UMNO following the decision to join Gagasan Rakyat. The 8 assemblymen also said they fully supported Datuk Sri Anwar Ibrahim as Prime Minister, as well as Datuk Sri Hajiji's leadership to helm Sabah as Chief Minister. Datuk Sri Anwar Ibrahim has called on all MPs to take a stern stand on the 2021's Pandora Papers that expose a global net of corruption, abuse of power and embezzlement. The Prime Minister blamed a lack of political will in the past to take action against those implicated in the leak, claiming that previous administrations were reluctant to take action to protect the big names involved.
Nama-nama yang disebut dalam Pandora Papers itu mencecah 3,000 orang. Ada yang sahih, ada yang peniaga. Tetapi kita tumpu kepada tokoh-tokoh politik besar, seperti mana saya sebut, mantan Perdana Menteri, Menteri Kewangan, Menteri-Menteri yang sebenarnya dipercayai menyalahguna kuasa mereka, memunggah kekayaan semasa mereka punya kuasa. Maka itulah cerita tentang Pandora Papers. Apa yang gejala di peringkat internasional? Kita lihat ini dah ada pendedahan, tapi tidak banyak negara yang punyai tekad politik mengarah tindakan dan siasatan yang rapi. Dan Alhamdulillah, Malaysia adalah di antara negara yang telah memberi pengarahan yang cukup jelas supaya mengambil tindakan dan memberhentikan amalan, budaya, memunggah, merompak wang negara.
Datuk Sri Anwar told the Parliament this during Prime Minister's question time. He said investigations are being carried out by enforcement agencies such as the police, MACC and the Inland Revenue Board IRB. Previously, a former finance minister was reported to be investigated by the MACC regarding the disclosure of the Pandora Papers. The MACC investigation is also set to point to extraordinary wealth of some individuals and their family members, in addition to links with offshore companies abroad. Datuk Sri Anwar said the money taken out of Malaysia to be hidden abroad is amongst the highest in the world.
Ada yang disebut yang besar seperti negara China atau Arab Saudi dan beberapa negara lain, tapi Malaysia itu di tingkat atas. Maknanya wang yang dibawa keluar dari Malaysia itu dari sumber-sumber yang dianggap illicit haram, kebanyakannya, saya tidak boleh mengatakan semua, ini terserah kepada Badan Penyiasatan, itu agak terlalu tinggi bagi negara ini.
On another matter, Datuk Sri Anwar revealed that the government disagrees with the leasing proposal to develop areas in Kampong Baru in the federal capital, as it could jeopardize the rights of the Malays. He said that such suggestions would adversely affect the interests of the Malays in the area and is not suitable.
Kalau ada leasing tu berapa? 60 tahun, 99 tahun. Jadi nanti timbul keresahan di kalangan masyarakat Melayu di Kampung Baru kerana terlepas tangan. Dari cadangan kerajaan terbaru ini tentang kemungkinan leasing saya tidak boleh terima. Kalau walaupun dibangunkan, hak milik itu masih Melayu tapi leasing 66 tahun. Jadi oleh demikian beri ruang kepada saya untuk kaji semula, tapi saya akan juga merujuk kepada pandangan masyarakat tempatan sendiri.
In a supplementary question, Titi Wangsa MP Datuk Sri Johari Abdul Ghani had asked the government to ensure that it did not make offers to the people of Kampung Baru arbitrarily. He pointed out that the administrations before this had made offers to compensate or buy over land as though the government had money.
Semua pewaris-pewaris ini got excited. Dia beria-ia sangat nak terima tawaran tersebut. Tetapi tawaran yang dibuat itu sebenarnya tidak pernah diluluskan oleh kabinet dan tidak pernah juga wang disediakan untuk membeli, dan macam mana seorang menteri membuat tawaran. Jadi saya ingin memastikan bahawa perkara sebegini tidak lagi berlaku kerana dia boleh mengelirukan orang-orang kaum baru dengan tawaran-tawaran yang sebegini sedemikian rupa.
In response, Dato' Sri Anwar said he will discuss the matter with stakeholders, including resident associations, to find the best solution and ensure that the government will not compromise on the rights of the landowners.
Saya ingat sebagai Menteri Kewangan, melihat kedudukan di situ, saya terus terang meminta 7 bilion, memang wang tidak ada. Ya. Tetapi kadang-kadang sebelum itu diberi jaminan begitu saja, sebab itu proses itu harus diadakan. Dalam keadaan kita ada kekangan kewangan, kita tidak bersedia melepaskan hak milik orang Melayu di situ.
Parti Pribumi Bersatu Malaysia, Bersatu Information Chief, Datuk Wan Saiful Wan Jan, was charged at the Kuala Lumpur Sessions Court with soliciting bribes in connection with the Jana Wibawa program that was established to help Bumiputra contractors. Datuk Wan Saiful, who is the current Tasik Gelugur MP, was charged with soliciting bribes from Nepturis Sdn Bhd to facilitate its pre-approval as a contractor by the government in April 2022 for the Central Spine Road project worth 232 million ringgit. The second charge was for receiving a bribe amounting to 6.96 million ringgit from Nepturis through his company. Datuk Wan Saiful pleaded not guilty to both charges before Judge Azura Alwi. Both charges pertaining to alleged corruption involving the government's Jana Wibawa scheme were brought under the Malaysian Anti-Corruption Commission MACC Act 2009. The charges carry a sentence of up to 20 years of jail and a fine of not less than 5 times the amount of the bribe or 10,000 ringgit, whichever is higher upon conviction. Datuk Wan Saiful was let out on a 400,000 ringgit bail, but the court ordered his passport be impounded. He is also required to report to the MACC once every 2 months, pending the outcome of his trial. Case management was set for March 22nd. Former Prime Minister Tan Sri Muhyiddin Yassin was in attendance, together with opposition leader Datuk Sri Hamzah Zainuddin and other top brass of Bersatu. Tan Sri Muhyiddin, who is also Bersatu chief, was summoned by the MACC last week to record his statement regarding Jana Wibawa. Also in connection with the Jana Wibawa program, Bersatu's Deputy Division Chief for Segambut, Adam Radlan Adam Muhammad, claimed trial in the Kuala Lumpur Sessions Court after he was charged with soliciting and accepting bribes of 500,000 ringgit and between 3.5% and 7% of a 47.8 million ringgit road works project. Adam, who is also a businessman, allegedly received 500,000 ringgit in his CIMB bank account from Jusoh Mamat as an inducement for helping MIE secure the road works project from Perlis. The businessman pleaded not guilty before Judge Suzana Hussein after 2 charges were read out to him. He was charged under the MACC Act 2009, which carries up to 20 years jail and a fine of not less than 5 times the amount of the bribe, or 10,000 ringgit, whichever is higher upon conviction. The judge set bail at 120,000 ringgit and ordered Adam to surrender his passport to the court. The judge set March 22nd for case management. The Bersatu chief, in the meantime, said that his party had become the target of certain quarters.
Dan setakat ini tidak ada satu pun undang-undang khusus untuk pembiayaan politik di Malaysia. Hari ini Parti Bersatu telah menjadi sasaran pendakwaan terpilih. Menerima sumbangan dana politik tiba-tiba telah menjadi satu kesalahan jenayah.
He added that Perikatan Nasional would face challenges as its accounts had been frozen for several months now. Meanwhile, International Trade and Industry Minister Datuk Sri Tengku Zafrul Abdul Aziz has confirmed giving statements as a witness to the MACC to assist investigations in the Jana Wibawa project on Monday. In a Facebook posting on Tuesday, he said that he will continue to cooperate with any party if necessary to assist with the probe. Earlier, Deputy Prime Minister Datuk Sri Ahmad Zahid Hamidi was reported as saying that the implementation of the Jana Wibawa project was postponed to re-evaluate whether the procedure and governance requirements were in accordance with the regulations stipulated by the Treasury. Jana Wibawa is a project by the Finance Ministry which was led by Datuk Sri Tengku Zafrul under the leadership of the 8th Prime Minister Tan Sri Muhyiddin Yassin. It was aimed at assisting Bumiputra contractors during the COVID-19 pandemic.
Ubah keutamaan demi kemampanan ekonomi.
Makmur bersama Malaysia Madani, iltizam kerajaan perpaduan untuk rakyat.
Cerakin dampak belanjawan 2023 bersama kami dan penganalisis.
Jumaat 24 Februari
bermula jam 3 petang
hanya di TV3.
The prices of chicken and eggs are expected to be floated after June as part of the government's efforts to overcome food shortage. Agriculture and Food Security Minister Dato Sri Muhammad Sabu said this is to determine whether the prices will increase or decrease compared to the current ceiling price. He added that his ministry will ensure that the current supply of eggs and chicken are sufficient. He also said that there will be even more supply in the next 5 to 6 months unless something untoward happens. Last month, Dato Sri Muhammad said the government was studying the need to float the prices of chicken eggs in the market as well as providing targeted subsidies for the B40 group. He also said that discussions were being held with the Finance Ministry, the Economy Ministry and Domestic Trade and Cost of Living Ministry on the matter. The current retail ceiling price in Peninsular Malaysia for a standard chicken is 9 ringgit 40 cent per kilogram, while for eggs is at 40 cent for grade A, 43 cent for grade B, and 41 cent for grade C. The Foreign Ministry has received 572 reports involving Malaysians who were victims of job scam syndicates abroad as of Monday. Its Deputy Minister Datuk Muhammad Alamin said the reports were received through the Malaysian embassies in Bangkok, Thailand, Phnom Penh, Cambodia, Vientiane, Laos and Yangon, Myanmar.
Daripada jumlah ini seramai 403 orang telah berjaya diselamatkan dengan 382 orang telah dihantar pulang, termasuk 5 orang yang berjaya dihantar pulang pada Ahad lepas. Baki seramai 21 orang yang sedang ditahan di depoh tahanan sementara menunggu proses yang sama. Manakala 169 orang lagi masih sedang dikesan.
Dato' Muhammad said this in response to a question by Sri Gading MP Aminul Huda Hassan in the Dewan Rakyat on Tuesday. When asked on the cost borne by the Foreign Ministry to bring home the victims of job scams and whether the ministry was involved in the ransom payment, he said it was borne by the victims' families and their next of kin. When we come back, a Thailand general election to be held in May. Stay with us.
The 2023 budget. Spurring economic growth and investments while protecting the people. Can the budget keep Malaysia's recovery on track? In what ways will the proposal strengthen Malaysia's resilience in the face of continued volatility? Bank Islam's chief economist Firdaus Rosli takes a closer look at Datuk Sri Anwar Ibrahim's first budget on Money Matters this Saturday at 5 p.m. only on TV3.
Aku Mat.
Welcome back. Prayut Chan-o-cha on Tuesday said he would dissolve Parliament in March ahead of an election that would likely take place on May the 7th, a potential date previously outlined by the country's poll body. The Thailand Prime Minister, who has been in power since he led a coup in 2014, said the Election Commission needed until the end of this month to agree on a time frame with House dissolution in March would be sufficient time for candidates to prepare. The election will be the first since mass youth-led street protests rocked the kingdom in 2020, with calls for political reform and unprecedented demands for changes to the monarchy, which is heavily protected from criticisms under Thai law. Prayut will run under the banner of the newly created Ruam Thai Sangchat Party, with a current ruling party, Palan Pracharat Party last month naming Deputy Prime Minister Prawit Wongsuwan as his candidate for Prime Minister in the next election. It was understood that campaigning was already underway, with billboards already popping up around the country. A new 6.4 magnitude earthquake has rocked Turkey's southern province of Haiti and southern Syria, killing 6 people and sparking fresh panic after a massive February 6 tremor left 47,000 dead in both countries. The quake hit the Turkish town of Defne on Monday at 8:04 p.m. local time and was also felt in Syria, Egypt and Lebanon. Another 5.8 magnitude quake followed 3 minutes later, with its epicenter in the Samandak district of the Haiti province. Turkey's disaster management agency, AFAD, said amongst the dead were 3 people who were trapped after returning to their damaged flats to retrieve their belongings. The tremor also left 294 people wounded in the country, with 18 seriously hurt and transported to hospitals in Adana and Durtior. The latest quakes have threatened more devastation in the region, where many people have fled their destroyed homes for the safety of other towns and villages outside the quake zone. Parts of cyclone-stricken New Zealand could see heavy rain from Thursday as relief and recovery efforts continue after Cyclone Gabriel tore through the country's North Island last week. According to Weather Bureau, Met Service, hard-hit regions across the northeast, where 13,000 remain without power and 1,300 are in emergency shelters, are set for heavy rain from Thursday. It warned that there was an almost 1 in 2 chance of dangerous levels falling on Friday and Saturday. It was reported that bad weather returned to devastate regions including Hawke's Bay and Brisbane, as police were trying to locate roughly 1,100 people still listed as uncontactable. The cyclone hit the North Island's northernmost region on February the 12th and tracked down the east coast, inflicting widespread destruction and killing at least 11 people so far. Former Pakistan Prime Minister Imran Khan has been granted protective bail in a court in the city of Lahore on Monday, providing him respite from arrest for 2 weeks in a case that involves charges under the country's anti-terrorism laws. The court was inclined to grant him ad interim anticipatory bail protective in nature until March 3rd to enable him to approach the court of first instance. The case pertained to the alleged violence by his supporters during protests last year, which Khan is charged with inciting. The ex-Prime Minister has had a number of cases registered against him since being ousted from power last year, ranging from gathering illegal funds for his political party to inciting violence against state officials. The government, in the meantime, denied cracking down on Khan and his party, saying it is not interfering in the various cases against him. Sports football, the Portuguese Primera Liga. Benfica extended their lead at the top of the standings as they beat Boa Vista 3-1 at the Estádio da Luz in Lisbon. Gilberto found the back of the net in the 55th minute to break the deadlock for Benfica, just for Yusufa to draw level for Boa Vista 3 minutes later, finishing off a Kenji Gore's cross. Benfica had a chance to restore their lead 9 minutes after the hour mark, but João Mario's weak penalty was saved by Bracal. However, Roger Schmidt's side found a breakthrough as Goncalo Ramos found a winner in the 82nd minute, before former Boa Vista loanee Tar Musa sealed the deal for Benfica in injury time as he headed it in from close range to take all 3 points in Lisbon. Turning to tennis, the 2023 Dubai Championships. Madison Keys advanced to the last 16 on Tuesday after a straight sets win over the number 4 seed Caroline Garcia. Keys batted hard in the first set before taking a 7-5 win. The second set was easier for the American as she sealed a spot in the last 16 with a 6-4 victory. Keys has now won 4 straight matches against the French women and will meet Victoria Azarenka or fellow American Amanda Anisimova in the next round. For Garcia, the defeat is her first in the opening round of a tournament since October 2022. Three brothers held for the possession of drugs. This and more when Nightline returns. Nightline continues. Malaysian Anti-Corruption Commission MACC has arrested a married couple in connection with false claims amounting to 2 million ringgit. The husband and wife in their 40s were arrested at the MACC headquarters at about 11 a.m. on Monday when they appeared to give their statement. The couple was detained on suspicion of making false claims involving commission payments for a program recruiting secondary school students to further their studies at a private university. The male suspect, who is also a former marketing manager at the university, was suspected of conspiring with his wife in making false claims between 2015 and 2020. Magistrate Irza Zulaika Rohanuddin ordered the man to be remanded for 7 days until February 27th, while his wife was released on MACC bail. Putrajaya MACC Director Azizul Ahmad Sarkawi confirmed the arrest and said that the case was being investigated under Section 18 of the MACC Act. In Kelantan, police arrested three brothers who acted as transporters and tonto to 150 kilograms of shabu worth 5.4 million ringgit in two separate locations in Kuala Krai on Monday. State Police Chief Datuk Muhammad Zaki Harun said the three brothers aged between 24 and 45 were nabbed at 7:50 a.m. while travelling in a lorry and a car. According to Datuk Zaki, 7 transparent plastic packages of liquid suspected to be ketum in a white container were found in the lorry. Police also found 6 sacks each containing 25 plastic packages of compressed lumps of crystal suspected to be shabu. Datuk Zaki said the seized drugs were obtained from the Malaysia-Thailand border for the Klang Valley market. According to him, the 24-year-old suspect was also found to have a criminal record under the Dangerous Drugs Act 1952, while his 45-year-old brother had a criminal record under the Film Censorship Act. All of the suspects are being remanded for 7 days from Tuesday to assist the investigation under the Dangerous Drugs Act and the Poisons Act. And that wraps up Nightline this time around. Before we leave, let's take a look at this health and safety carnival organized by KRT and the Mahogany Residents Association in collaboration with the Health Ministry, the Royal Malaysian Police, the Fire and Rescue Department, SOCSO, and many other government agencies. With that, I'm Adrian Seet. Thank you for watching and stay safe, Malaysia.